What's up, Aries? Welcome to your December 2018 general read. This is going to be perfect for you if you're an Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or Venus. Also, please make sure you check out the love reading. Those will be up too. And yeah, if the message does not resonate with you, please be sure to look at your Rising and your Moon and your Venus, because this doesn't have y'all's name on it and it's not going to resonate for everybody. Okay? I do want to say though, thank you so much to everybody who stuck with me, everyone who's left really nice comments, everyone who subscribed, liked, all that shit. Any type of good energy, good vibes that you guys have sent my way, I totally appreciate it. And like more than I can even put into words. I'm really excited. This is like, we're coming up on my little year on YouTube. I did my first video in January and I just honestly can't even believe it flew by this fast. And I just want to really thank you guys because out of all the signs, you guys have been one of the signs that's been one of my biggest support systems. So I'm so appreciative of you, Aries, okay? Now, let's get into the read. I don't want to spend too much time yapping because I could do that. But let's talk about what you really came here for, okay? So, okay, you guys, you guys have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 technically major arcana. If I'm counting the bottom of the deck, the unseen energy, which is the Aries energy, which is perfect because you guys are going to be coming back to feeling more like you again. If you've been in this place where you've been feeling a little bit lost, or just a little wonky, a little bit not like yourself. But before we get there, you've got High Priestess, you've got Hierophant, you've got the Fool, you've got the Death, and you've got the Justice card. So yeah, definitely you guys are coming on to new beginnings. New things are popping off. Old things are dying away. You guys are having a super heightened sense of awareness right now too, which leads me to your animal spirit card, which you guys got the Gazelle. Okay. So the Gazelle is beautiful. It's fire energy, your energy, right? The wonderful thing about the Gazelle is it's so graceful, right? It's so beautiful. It's a very beautiful, sophisticated, animal. But they are very sensitive and very hyper aware of their surroundings, right? Which leaves them very vulnerable. So with the Gazelle card and the fact that you guys have the High Priestess, I do feel like your intuition is going to be hidden. This month, it's going to be very important that you tune into that, right? Because I do feel like you're going to be getting awarenesses on a spiritual level. Now, with that, going back to the vulnerability of the Gazelle, it's important that you don't get lost in any of that, right? Like let's say if you're out somewhere and you're feeling a certain way because of, like those of you who are very empathic or whatever, you're feeling a certain way because of a certain energy that's around you. It's important to not get lost in that, because with that, getting lost in shit and being hypersensitive and hyper aware, what it can do on the flip side is it takes away from the moment, right? It takes away from the successes that have gotten you here to this point. It takes away from everything. It takes away from joy if you're so focused on what feels wrong or feels right in terms of how other people are acting or how other people are doing, that sort of thing. Now, in terms of things feeling wrong, feeling right, in terms of what you're doing, absolutely follow your gut and all that. But I'm just telling you not to be so focused on other people and what they're doing or not doing. It doesn't have shit to do with you, okay? And if you put too much time, attention, effort into that, you're going to miss your blessings and not enjoy your space and your moment in this time, okay? It's very important to stay present. But also, yes, trust and be listening to your intuition that's talking to you. Now, starting out, remember, we've got that Emperor card, which is beautiful. This is your energy. So I do feel like you guys are in a place where you're taking control, right? Taking control, and moving forward and starting to feel more like yourself. Those of you who have been feeling like you're a little bit out of your element, all that's going to change, I feel like, for December. with that Sagittarius energy. I think it's going to really help you feel like your fiery self. Those of you, especially like in business, in relationships, whatever, I feel like you're going to be feeling like you've got more control over things than maybe you've had, excuse me, my leg, maybe you've had in the recent past. And I feel like you're going to be coming into clarity with that. Underneath that is the moon card. This is Pisces energy, so it could be having to do with a Pisces person in your life, but just in general, I feel like things are going, like light's going to be shed on certain things, which also helps in giving you your power so you feel like you know which way to move forward. You know what I mean? Like move forward more. So that's really, really good. Yes. Now, starting out, you guys have the Hierophant card with the Knight of Swords. Hierophant card is Taurus energy, okay? The Knight of Swords is air energy, so that can be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But really, it's just the energy of it. And for me, the Hierophant card talks a lot about tradition. You know, it talks about also, you know, religion, spirituality. Some of you guys may be in a place right now where you are challenging things that maybe you grew up thinking um, were solid truths, right? So this could be having to do with your religion. Like maybe you are in a place where you're going a little bit more the spirituality route, where you're not really putting a name or a certain, you know, a something on it, and you guys are really challenging the things that you've learned as children. Some of you are really fighting also to find your tribe, find where you feel like you belong, because the Hierophant card also talks about like institutions, big, like it talks about government, it talks about you know, like big groups. So some of you guys could be really just in a place where you're trying to find where you belong, find your tribe. Also, I feel like some of you guys are doing some job searching, especially if it's in a field of like mentoring, teaching, that type of thing, because that also speaks of the Hierophant, right? Now, the Knight of Swords is a very quick energy. It's the quickest energy of all the knights, right? Um, so this is really moving forward and really, you know, aggressively going for the things that you want, aggressively challenging things that don't feel good to you. Um, be mindful of that though, because with the Knight of Swords, he can be sloppy as fuck with how he throws his words, and you don't want to eat them later. Is basically what I'm hearing, right? Now, I'm sorry, I'm going to hop around a little bit. If I'm looking at the past, you've got the Two of Cups. But look at how that Knight of Swords is coming after it. If you guys are dealing with someone, especially if they're like a water sign person from the past, don't fall into the trap of, well, let me tell him one last thing and let me do this one last, you know, let me set him straight. Don't do that. Like, don't do that. It feels like if this were a love situation for some of you, it could have been something where there was a real connection or someone that you felt like was one of your soulmates, and someone that you really tried to bring balance to or brought you balance. But for some of you, it feels like there may have been um, a little bit of a hiccup. Just saying. Um, Now, going up to the High Priestess, again, you guys, your intuition's really kicking in this month. It's going to be very very perfect, very important that you guys are listening to and tuning into your divine feminine energy, which we all have feminine energy, whether you're male or female, okay? Does not matter. It's a very watery energy, very watery card. It's like ruled by the moon, right? We've got the moon there. So this could be talking about a water sign person. But it seems to me that you guys are in a place where things are kind of starting to unveil themselves and show themselves for what it is, right? With this High Priestess card, she has this veil that's in between being held by these two pillars, right? And we don't see what's behind it, right? She knows all the secrets, we don't necessarily. I get there's a sense of you guys kind of going forward and trying to tear that down too, right? So again, a lot of you guys are having this awakening moment where you're challenging things that you learned as a child in terms of God and religion and all that. Some of you guys are really challenging it because you guys are experiencing new things for yourself as you get older, right? I don't know, that's for some of you, that's not for everybody. But going to be very important that you guys listen to your intuition because she's going to be kicking in high gear, okay? Now, at the root, you guys have this King of Cups card. King of Cups is the most mature of his suit, right? This is water energy. You guys have a lot of water. So definitely you guys can be dealing with a water sign person. This is not a relationship reading. It can also just be you guys really connecting, um, really connecting with your feelings, really connecting and being emotionally intelligent. Because as you can see, this water sign person, this king, he floats on his on his throne in the ocean and he keeps perfect balance, right? So I do feel like you guys are at a place where you just want to really align yourself with things that feel good. You want to align yourself with people who are kind and forthright, people who are emotionally intelligent. And in order for you guys to do that, I feel like this is where what you guys are trying to become as well, right? So you guys are naturally a water sign person. You guys are naturally very, go get it, all that stuff. But I feel like there's this, some of you guys are trying to slow down to get really clear. And the way you're doing that is going through your feelings, right? Um, because not only is this the energy of like the root, but I feel like this is what you guys want, like from other people. Like this is the types of relationships that you want with other people, whether they be romantic or not. Like you want people who are kind and patient and care about the world and all of humanity, maybe animals, I don't know, hell, people who are giving, people who, that kind of stuff. But there's also a sense of you knowing that you need to become this in order to get that, right? um and that too, I think, is what has you guys searching, almost like, this higher power, like what, like for those of you who are fiery, which is almost every Aries I know, I feel like you guys are trying to find the perfect balance in that and like maybe not be so quick to react. It's funny, I was having a conversation with my Aries friends the other day, and there was this meme floating around on Instagram, and it was like, which one are you? And it had like every crazy bitch ever, and how she basically conspired to mess up her man. Like it had Lisa Left Eye Lopez, it had Lynn Whitfield from Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Anyways, it had all these crazy women, and it was so funny. And I was talking to my Aries friend, and she was just like, I'm sorry, these are all me. Like, I'm hot, I'm quick to blow up, I'm this, I'm that. So I do feel like there's a sense of you guys really trying to mellow out and become a little bit more connected with higher power and spirit, in order to kind of tame yourself. Like I don't see a strength card, but it's almost like that. You guys are trying to really find the balance with that masculine, feminine energy, right? Because too, this King of Cups, this is both masculine and feminine energy. You've got the cups, which is water energy, which is feminine, but kings are always masculine. And see how he's floating on the water. So there is a sense of you guys trying to find a balance in all things, because I feel like there's a sense that that that's what's going to connect you to where you want to be, right? Um, but yeah, definitely some of you guys are definitely trying to make a change in either, the way you go about or view, look at religion, change in expectations, how you grew up, what is supposed to be traditional, what is accepted, what is this, what is that. And some of you definitely change in career too. I see you really going for it. Now with this Two of Cups in the past, there was something that you really felt connected to, right? Something you felt really passionate about, something you felt really drawn to. I'm going to clarify to see where that went. Because in the future, and this could be with a water sign, again, we're getting so much water. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. In the near future, you guys have this new beginning, the Fool. The Fool. The Fool's all about taking risks and going for new things, and just really packing light in terms of, not carrying the extra baggage of the past and all that. It's really about your creativity flowing and you're feeling good, your ego, your all that stuff too. But it can also, in many terms, be about not being a fool. Don't be the fool. Don't be a fool. I don't know why I'm saying that yet, but I will clarify that. Yeah. Think thrice about something. Okay. Now, in your hopes and fears, there's a 9 of Swords. So, some of y'all need to just go to bed. You're not sleeping properly. Some of you've got all these things on your mind that really don't matter. And I'm not trying to say that your problems don't matter, but they don't matter enough for you to be losing sleep over it and to be stressed out about it, right? It's important that you are able to drop these 9 swords. And I do think too that's why a lot of you guys are coming closer to your spirituality in general, because it's like, look, something's got to give. It's almost like you guys are at night up praying like, God, please just help me, show me, tell me the signs, show me, show me, show me. And I do feel like you are getting signs. I do feel like you're getting signs everywhere. And that high priestess is going to come in and show you where you need to go. But you have to know to follow your guiding system and know the difference between what's ego and what's actual intuition. Okay. Now, in your environment, you guys feel like you feel like people are almost attacking you. Some of you may be feeling kind of ganged up on by people. And honestly, I don't really even feel like there's people like in your ear so much. I think this is just how you're feeling. And it may be coming in on an intuitive level, and it may be coming in just, every once in a while we're in our feels, but I get the impression that some of you feel like you are just trying so hard to simply live and do you and be okay, and you feel like you've got no one on your side, almost like you feel like you're all alone. And people are just ganging up on you, but that is not the case. I don't think that's the case at all. I don't feel it anywhere. Um, again, don't run away with your thoughts and have you on a whole new train on some whole new shit that's like not even relevant to that. Okay. That's going to be really important. And then above that, you've got the Justice card. So I think you guys just want what's fair. I think you guys just want what you feel like you've deserved this whole time. You want truth and you want balance. Some of you guys have been in situations, whether they be work or relationship, where you felt like things just were not fair. Things were not balanced. There was no reciprocity. And I think you guys just want your shit. You're like, give me my roses at this point. And also a lot of you guys are through this, going deep within and exploring, your spirituality and talking to your spirit guides and really getting into that divine feminine energy. You guys are actually learning a lot more about yourself. The Justice card speaks on also like finding what's true for you. You don't just have to be a Libra for that to apply, right? So I feel like you guys through this time that you guys are going through, it's weird because I feel like this time, if I'm looking at the cards, right, this time doesn't seem so bad, but I feel energetically like you guys feel like it's just like, oh my God, what's going on? Everything's wrong. And everything is not wrong. Like everything is not wrong. Your perception of things right now is a little, is what it feels like. And most of it, I feel like, is just from things of the past lingering that you haven't fully let go of. And those feelings are coming forth and showing themselves in different areas. And you feel like it's like everybody tripping. Like, let's say if someone's hurt you in the past, and then now, it's just this one person who's done you wrong in the past. But now it's like Anytime another person even so much as irritates you a little bit, you're just like, see, that's just like Peter, or something like that, or that's just how Peter used to do. And it's like, no, it's not. No, you know what I mean? No, no. Know the difference between your ego and your intuition. That's going to be key for you this month, okay? And then at the end of it all, you've got this death card, total transformation. The death card comes through and kills off everything that doesn't belong anymore. The death comes and we see the death coming. It's not sporadic. It's not a radical change like the Tower. We see the death coming, right? In this card, in the original depictions, he's already killed the king and now he's going for the Pope. So it's like they start at the top, killing off everything old and everything that does not apply anymore going forward. This is Scorpio energy, right? Yeah, so things that have not been working for you in the past, especially when it comes to religion and mindsets like that. See how the death card is now challenging the Pope. You guys are going to be doing away with ideologies and whatever of the past that just has not been serving you, has been stressing you out, has been like literally giving you a time. Let me clarify some of these. So, okay. High Priestess. You guys got Two of Swords. This month, in terms of making decisions, it's going to be very important that you're not just using your logic. It's going to be very important that you are using both your logic and your intuition, right? Because when we're just using our logic, our heart is blocked off. In the original depiction of the Two of Swords, she's got her arms crossed with her swords, right? And she's holding on to these heavy ass swords. I don't know if you guys have ever held a real sword. My dad collects swords. He really likes them. Swords are heavy. Like the amount of forearm strength that these warriors used to have back in the day to even, hold up a sword is crazy. Can you imagine holding swords, two of them, just balanced, perfectly balanced for hours? She's just holding them, right? She's just holding them and trying to figure out which truth, right? Swords are truth. Which truth is for her? Which truth is for her? But her heart is guarded. Her heart is guarded, and she's blindfolded, right? She can't even see. So, and where she can't see, that third eye, right? And that's where Miss High Priestess comes in. So whatever challenges you guys are dealing with this month, whether it be with your personal relationships, or like your work or your health or whatever, it's going to be important that not only are you taking, your logic with you, but you're going to have to dig deeper and really trust your intuition, okay? She's trying to speak to you. Now, what was this Two of Cups in the past? Two of Swords. Two of Cups. The Moon. You guys could have been dealing with a Pisces person in the past, right? Someone that you felt like you were really connected to, but maybe someone who you felt like there were lots of secrets and things, information being withheld. Look, Six of Cups. Yes, a lot of you guys were dealing with a Pisces person, or it could be any other water sign, but it feels very Pisces with that moon. Yeah. And you felt like there was a connection there. And let me see if this King of Cups has anything to do with that. A lot of you guys are in this place where you're not knowing whether or not to move forward with this person. Now, with the King of Cups, you got the Ten of Cups. So again, I do feel like you guys are trying to find your happiness, right? You're trying to find your happiness. You're trying to find your king. You're trying to find your queen. You're trying to find that person that you can build a healthy emotional relationship with, and an all-encompassing family, and just like all-around happiness, right? It's something that you have been working on, but not knowing really if the work that you've been doing is going to help in the long run with that Seven of Pentacles. Now, let me just see what this Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords, Eight of Wands. So I feel like you guys are getting in fast messages and wanting fast messages. Again, the way that this Knight of Swords, when I'm looking at it, is placed looking at the Two of Cups, some of you guys have something you have to say to this person, especially if it's a Pisces. And I'm guessing that it has to do with the ways that they've hurt you. Five of Cups, because that's about crying over spilled milk. But you know what? Say it once and move on. If you're someone who keeps trying to have a conversation about all the ways that so and so hurt you, like you're wasting your breath. They heard you the first time, girl. Stop it. Stop it. So, the Fool. 10 of Pentacles. You guys, if you have been worried about money, worried about legacy, worried about any of that, all that, that's coming to an end, right? You've got the 10 of Pentacles. That is all around abundance. And the Fool card. So you guys, especially mid to end of this month, you guys are going to be coming into some great opportunities. Some of you guys will be getting new jobs. Some of you guys will be getting raises. But it's something I feel like whatever this is, you guys are going to be feeling really connected to it. Not just like, oh, this is my job. Like you guys are going to be happy to say this is my career. It feels like whatever this is, with this Princess of Cups at the bottom, it's something that makes you feel fulfilled emotionally and you're getting a cute check for it. So that's really good. So those of you Aries who have been struggling with money, finding a job, that sort of thing, struggling with your stability, that will be coming together, okay? All right, let's see what the Seven of Wands in your environment is about. Seven of Wands, King of Swords. So it's funny. Right above, okay, so right above the Seven of Wands is that Justice card. So it could be a Libra person that maybe you haven't been gelling with, right? And you feel like they're just always on the defense, always trying to hurt you, always using their words harshly in order to hurt you. I don't feel like that though. I don't feel like that. Bottom of it, Two of Wands. It feels like they just personally are on their own journey, trying to make their own plans and figure out what they need to do. Death. For their future. And it's like whatever's happening, I don't feel like it's nothing personal. I feel like you guys are just really in this hyper sensitive place, which isn't bad, but I feel like everything to you reads as someone's trying to fuck with you or have a problem with you or disrespect you. And it, like, energetically, it does not feel like that at all. It just feels like these people are, honestly, this person, especially if it's an air sign, it just feels like this person is being very clear with their feelings and trying to communicate as fairly as possible, but also keeping it real. So if that means that, you know, something they have to say to you is a little bit hurtful, that's just what it is. But I don't feel like there's any malice behind it. I just feel like they're trying to stand their ground, right? It doesn't feel, I don't feel like they're trying to hurt you. I just feel like, and I don't even feel like they realize if they are saying things, I don't even feel like they realize. Because the thing with the King of Swords is he's just kind of blunt. He's just kind of like, well, this is what it is. There is no, you know, if he were reversed, maybe I'd say, okay, he's trying to be an asshole or something. But there is not any of that. It just feels like this is someone who is on their own journey as well. And they're trying to just be very clear about their boundaries. And that's hurting you, some of you. Okay, and then with that Death card, you guys got Two of Pentacles. So, balancing. If there have been things that you've been trying to balance, I see that those things are just going to kind of fade away. It's important to know too, the things that you've been trying to balance for some of you, I don't feel like they're your job. Yeah, these things, some of them feel like they're things that you're stressing yourself out unnecessarily because really they have nothing to do with you. And in your Aries mode of trying to be a good person and being proactive and trying to help other people out, it makes you spin, right? But you guys are going through this transformation of really finding the balance for you and what you can take on and what you can't, okay? And what you're willing to deal with and what you're not. And that's really beautiful. Now, this is hella long. I'm sorry. You guys got two cards that I pulled, and you guys got Power of Prayer and Face Your Financial Fears. So, Power of Prayer. Give this situation to God for uplifting and healing, and be open to miracles. Heaven's unlimited resources, love, and answers are awaiting your prayers. Be sure to act upon the divine guidance God gives you in response to your prayers. Again, so those of you who are really taking the time to get closer to the higher power, to pray more, really listening to your intuition, really honor that, because again, it says even right here, you are going to see miracles happen. You are going to see things open up. You guys have that Fool and the Ten of Pentacles in the near future. Doors are opening. But it's going to be important that you stay in the moment and don't get so caught up in things that went wrong in the past, especially if it had to do with a water sign person in your past, especially if it had to do with Pisces. They don't fucking matter. Like, just stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I'm not trying to sound harsh, but just stop it. Like, stop it. Stop. You don't have to do this to yourself. You've got so many opportunities in the beginning, coming up to you. And the thing is, if you're so concentrating on what happened wrong in the past, you're not going to see them and you're not going to appreciate them. Okay. So, and then face your financial fears. When you are honest with yourself about your fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to light of awareness, and you'll realize that you in fact have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with and released these self-doubts. Again, face your financial fears. Things are coming together. Don't worry. You lack nothing. You have everything you need to make whatever you need pop the fuck off, okay? Aries, you guys are super talented, super amazing people, and you've got some really good blessings coming up. But you have to be able to drop the fears, drop the guilt, drop the attitude, drop the, feeling like everybody's against you. No, everybody's not against you. Everybody's just trying to focus on them, just like what you're trying to do. It's really that simple. So don't feel like people are just not having your back. People are people, and people are trying to find their way too. And that's it. Okay? You guys, this is a beautiful month of just really for you guys awareness. Being mindful of where you place your energy, being mindful of where you place your feelings, being mindful of how you place your energy on other people, and how making assumptions and not listening to higher power, how that can really turn you the wrong way. Being worried about people and things that didn't work out in the past can really turn you the wrong way. But the thing is, coming up, you guys have really beautiful things happening. And while you're in this uncomfortable death energy of things dying away and new things sprouting up, you just have to know that. You just have to know that, okay? This is where real faith comes in, okay? So I love you guys, and I will see you in the love reading. I'm sorry this shit was so long. Okay? Bye.